One of the greatest things about 4D and recovery in general is the diversity. I mean, you just get this melting pot of people who had no other choice but to band together to save their lives, because that's what's at stake, you know, is people's lives.
4D was important in my recovery, in the beginning of my recovery, and now still, is because 4D became my safe haven. When I was in treatment, I got introduced to 4D, and when I walked through the door, it was like a safe place to go. Besides running and trying to find somewhere to go or go back to old places and things, 4D was my safe haven, and still is.
There's no place in Multnomah or Washington County or Clackamas County or anywhere that I know of that young people can just come and connect and get to know each other and have a good time and feel connected and safe and themselves 100%.
4D is unique because there are very few youth recovery centers around the United States. And 4D was probably one of the first, if not the first, on the West Coast of America. The magic of it is that you don't have a bunch of older people coming in and telling young people that drugs are bad and that they need to stay abstinent. They're engaging with other young people that are abstinent, that are in recovery. And that's what makes it work, is that positive peer culture.
It was important for me to see other people in recovery that were young because it meant that I had a chance, right? And I wasn't alone. When you get clean as a teenager or even as a young adult, a lot of the time you feel like maybe I'm not done, like maybe I wasn't an addict or I didn't have a problem, and seeing other people that are your age and trying to make a change in their life, it gives you that little push that you need.
This is different than addiction treatment, where people go there for a short period of time. At 4D, people go there for as long as they want. You know, 4D is attractive to young people because people are still having fun in recovery. It's like the trap house or the bar, but there's no drugs or alcohol. It's all in this like positive tip, right? You know, we got recovery raves, we got talent shows. You know, whatever it is that a person wants to do in recovery, we will make that opportunity for them. You know, 4D is opportunity. It's an opportunity for people who may have lost everything to rebuild everything back and to build back better.
Without my recovery, I wouldn't have the life that I have today. I wouldn't be able to give back to the community and support women in early recovery. I wouldn't be able to take care of my children. I wouldn't have my home or my relationships. I wouldn't have the relationships with my family that I have. I believe that recovery has made me into the productive member of society that I am today.
Open for attack is one of the definitions of vulnerability. It's an all-men's meeting. We started here at 4D. Most of the time when you at a meeting, it's mostly a mixed meeting. So you have women and men there, and sometimes men don't get vulnerable. And so for a man to be able to be vulnerable is good, because you come in a meeting where you can cry, walk out, and then you still bond with the guys. You know, so it gets real deep, it gets real emotional, you know, and it's real healing. Because you walk out of there feeling like, okay, I have somebody on my side.
Upwards of 250 people a day walk through the doors of 4D, and of those people that engaged in peer services at 4D in 2019, approximately half of them had significant improvements in housing, in employment, in education, engaging in vocational training or getting enrolled in college. Many of them completed treatment, and nearly 70% of them reunited with their kids. So the fact that 4D can impact young adults, young parents so powerfully that so many of them become clean and sober parents is remarkable, absolutely remarkable. And it ends that cycle of addiction.
Recovery provides a lifeline to people who've been lost. I mean, you gotta think about how people treat those who are incarcerated and are homeless. Like, people either believe that they cannot change and they write them off, or they believe that there's only so much they're gonna be able to do. Well, at 4D, we don't build ceilings for people. We help people actualize their own qualities and skill sets, and we believe that people can become and do anything they want, right? But let's just get Let's get past the addiction part and let's start digging into the recovery.